Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Field.com. It's the In Wheel Time car talk show. Ahead, Mustang maven Randy Weldon brings his cattle prod to talk about one heck of a party, a big old 60th anniversary kind of Ford Mustang celebration. Later, Jeff has this week's Cars on TV, and I'll have this week's stories making automotive headlines. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining us on this Saturday. I hope you liked the introduction.
The Maven part?
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know. He doesn't know. He's shaking his head.
Randy
there
Weldon.
he is. Shaking his head.
Never been called a Maven before.
Well, you now have.
I don't even know what a maven is.
Put that on a resume.
But,
Neither do I.
yeah, I don't either. I don't know. But at any rate, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm good. How about y'all?
Well, very well. I was just looking at this information sheet that Mr. Mars supplied me. Man, this is going to be a huge bash over in Birmingham, Alabama.
Well, I think this is the only vehicle that's been in production for 60 straight years. No other one out there. So, yeah, it's a big thing. We've got folks coming in from around the world.
Now, is this the same annual event that you several years ago had down at the Air Museum down at Ellington?
No, that's a national show. We do 4 national shows a year. Those are usually put on by a local club. And in that case, at the Lone Star Flight Museum, that was one that the 3 local clubs here in Houston and Beaumont came together to put on. When I talk about local clubs, I'm talking about local chartered clubs by the Mustang Club of America.
Gotcha, yeah.
All right, because there's a bunch of groups out there that aren't chartered or anything. But anyhow, those are national shows. This is actually being put on by Mustang Club of America. And it's a global event, actually.
Do they have more shows than this once a year?
Well, not 60th celebrations.
Well, of course not. But I mean, does
the Mustang Club of America itself put on more than one a year?
No.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, Mustang Club of America basically ensures that we have at least 4 shows a year. And, you know, if like we don't have one approved for a local club or a local club hasn't stepped up, then MCA can actually step in and put a show on.
Okay. Well, registration for this event was limited to 2,500 cars.
Oh, yeah. 2,501, you're out.
We'll let you drive through the gate, but you got to park over there in the woods.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so are you going to go, I hope?
Oh, I'll be there. Yeah, actually, I'll be there working the event. I'll be doing the emceeing and the music and stuff like that.
How fun. Well,
yeah, I can't wait for it.
So the Randy Weldon show.
Actually, we've got, I think y'all have met Yolanda, but we've got the Bubba and Yoda show. So, you know, we'll broadcast. We got a low power FM transmitter. So we'll broadcast live WMCA car show radio.
How fun.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Having a track event and a car show going on at the same time is a lot of fun to begin with.
So, wait a minute. There's a track event that goes along with it?
There is, yep.
Well, explain that. I don't see that on the show, on the thing here.
It's being held at Barber Motorsports Park just for the reason that, look, the Ford Automotive Company, they don't stay in business by people restoring old Mustangs. So we've got those cars to look at ever since the beginning of time. Those cars will be there. But for the people that want to get out on the track and drive their cars, the new cars they've bought, we've got a track event. And it's a 3-day event. If you've got a Mustang or a Ford of any type, you can bring it and put it on the track.
Wonderful.
And just for my edification, how much does it cost for you and your Mustang to go?
You know, it's been for the track event.
Yeah, well, both.
It's been right around $175 a day for that. Of course, you want to get your own track insurance. But as far as people attending, display cars can be in there for $100 for the event. And if you want to just attend as a spectator, it's $25 a day or $50 for 2 days, or I believe it's $65 for 3 days.
We need to get.
As far as, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
Joe.
go.
No, I was just going to say, as far as putting your car in the show, there's all sorts of other associated things. You can buy tickets to a banquet and stuff like that. All this at this point sold out. I mean, we're a week away.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to get an idea of, a national show like this for one make and model of a car.
60 years.
For 60 years. Yeah. I mean, this is a big deal. I would love to attend. I'm not a Mustang person, but I'd like to attend. I mean, it would be fun to go.
My sister and my brother-in-law, they're Mustang through and through. I've got a very good friend in Castle Rock, Colorado. He's a Mustang guy. His parents were Ford Motor Company execs, Mustangs throughout the family. He needs to go to this. So, Todd, if you're listening, you need to get your butt out there.
Need to come out. Yeah, I mean, it's a think about it. The 60th is going to happen once. I mean, 10 years ago we did the 50th, and we did that. Those were both in Las Vegas and at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But now we're at the 60th, and so the next big one will be probably the 65th and then the 70th. But in between there, it's just going to be the local national shows that we put on 4 times a year. You bring this up that, so many people that have owned Mustangs or own Mustangs. I was fortunate on this trip. I got contracted by the Birmingham Barons to do some work in their baseball stadium. So I'm going up on Monday. I'll be there all week. But in setting up with the Barons to do work on their video system, the guy that's their CFO he asked me if I knew a specific person who owns a Mustang museum just out in Odenville, Alabama. And I knew the name. I haven't met the gentleman. But it turns out the CFO of the Barons, this gentleman owns that museum, bought his parents' Mustang, and he's got it in the museum. So, you can talk to just about anybody, and you're going to run into somebody that has had somebody close to them or somebody in the family that owned a Mustang.
Yeah, there's a Mustang tie-in somewhere.
Hey, we know you.
That's right.
That's right. Fortunately or unfortunately, you know me.
We talked about an event that you met up with a club last weekend here in town. It was a cruise.
That's correct. Yeah. We did a cruise to the Picket House out in Woodville.
We talked about that.
The Wild Horse Mustang Club out of Beaumont puts that on every year.
Yep.
And they invite other people. So Northside was invited and Mustang Club of Houston was invited. And we all cruised out there, had a great lunch. Talked actually about another event coming up in July 17th. It's a cruise, basically kind of a history tour of Southeast Texas over to where the battleground was. And it will end up basically cruising across the ferry with all the Mustangs on it.
Yeah.
Eating at the, what's the name of the restaurant over there? The Battleship Inn or whatever it is.
Battle. Yeah, I got you.
Battleground
Inn or something.
The Galley.
Right there.
You're talking about the San Jacinto Inn?
Yeah, San Jacinto Inn. Thank you, Don.
Okay. Well, I go
a beautiful weekend for it too.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. Are you going to drive over there? Or are you going to fly over there?
I'm driving over, actually. I've got a lot of work equipment I've got to drag with me.
Gotcha.
So you're not taking one of the Stangs?
Not taking one of the Stangs. And my stuff won't fit in the Stang. That's not going to happen.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, it's an easy 10-hour drive. It's not that big of a deal.
Probably 7 for Randy.
No.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But, well, I'm excited for you. I wish I were going. We've got our own event with Hot Rod Tour of Texas coming up here and at the end of the month. So we're looking forward to doing that. And is there anything going on with Mustang Club of America in the Houston area coming up this year?
No, nothing with MCA this year coming up. We've been talking to Vernon Wilhelm, who you guys know.
Yes.
Trying to get him to he would love to do a national show, but we've got to have the volunteers to do it. When we did the show at the Lone Star Flight Museum, that took 110 volunteers, or we had 110 people stand up. What do I want to say? Belly up to the bar, basically, and take part and volunteer. You guys saw it; you were there. It took a lot to put that on. You've got to have those volunteers. So Vernon needs those volunteers. Once he has that, and assured, then he'll go ahead and petition the MCA to let us do another show here in Houston.
Well, what a great venue that was. That was such a well-oiled machine. Thanks to your volunteers. I was very impressed. And you guys put on a heck of a show, this MCA thing. I was impressed.
Well, this one in Leeds, Alabama, Barber Motorsports Park is going to be an incredible one because you're in the southeast. You're right there in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, or you're in the hills, or whatever they call it over there. And, so there's a lot of beautiful scenery. It'll be that time of year when everything's blooming. And you're going to have all this activity going on with everything at the track. You're going to have a live track. You're going to have all these vendors out there. I know we've got Celine's going to be there. We've got Shelby's going to be there. I'm not sure, probably Roush. I'm not sure who all's going to be there. But we've got quite a few vendors lined up for it. And then, you've got people coming in from around the world. I don't know if it's true, but I heard in October that you couldn't not rent a Mustang within 14 states of Alabama.
Oh, wow.
Back in October. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but at that Lone Star Museum, when we did the national show, we had people, I think 17 people come in from Australia, and they all rented Mustangs to come out to the show.
Of course.
So that's the type of following that you've got.
Are you bringing our mutual friend from Italy over?
I don't know if she's coming over or not. She got into city politics. She got elected to city council over there. She's gotten pretty busy now.
Good for her.
Yeah. Well, you think?
Yeah.
I don't know if
hey, she's a smart lady.
I don't know.
She knows us, so she's got to be very intelligent.
Because that's what it would be.
She knows us. It's all good.
Well, it sounds like
I'd love to see her over here again, though.
Sounds like tons of fun. So, just for the fun of it, where can a person go to get more information on the event? And I'll assume that since you're the TV guy, that you would have some sort of setup where you could get some sort of a live feed from the event.
We're going to be doing live feeds. Both they've given me media pass at the track, so I'll be on the corners or wherever I can get in close enough to get some video. Do some live feeds there, and then we're going to do some live feed interviews with people like Steve Celine. There's a guy by the name of Robert Kennedy that wrote a book called Unbridled about the Mustang 2. We'll do, interviews with him. I've got Shelby's lined me up with a couple of guys there to do interviews with. Hopefully Dave Morton's there from Meekum, and we can do an interview in his booth over there. So yeah, we do plan on doing live feeds.
Where would we pick up a live feed?
You would go to the Mustang Club of America's social page. And we'll be doing live feeds there. We'll do them through all 3 days throughout it's a 3-day event, so we'll do them all 3 days throughout the event.
Man, it sounds like a ton of fun.
The date?
I think it's going to be.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Well, my friend, it's great to talk to you, Randy Weldon, and good luck to you over there. We'll be thinking of you next weekend, and we look forward to hearing about it from you.
Well, hopefully you guys will join in and see some of the live feeds and talk to us, and we can get some people to chat back with you.
We'd love that. Randy, take care of yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me on, guys. You take care.
You
be careful.
I was just thinking, I just checked the NHRA schedule. I wonder if Bob Tasca would have been there because he's a Mustang guy. But
That's right.
According to the NHRA schedule, it's going to conflict. So, I don't think he's going to.
Maybe he could have the Tasca boys there in the booth.
We could send Mike in his place.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You got that, Mike?
I got it.
Volunteering Mike for everything.
Let me put some more gas in the truck.
Yeah. You need some more stuff to do.
He does.
Just to keep your mind and hands
more
busy.
buttons to push.
That kind of thing. All right.
Yeah, I'll go help. I'll go help Randy. I'll be his. I'll carry his luggage.
Yeah, you do that. Hey, the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream our live weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. And podcasts, you can get those from your favorite podcast provider. Mm-hmm. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break. Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge and Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In Wheel Time and the original Lupi Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV, but we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to Houston, Texas, April 4th through the 6th at NRG Center, featuring 1,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, trucks, customs, and more. Broadcast on Motor Trend TV and streaming live on Max. From avid collectors to those new to the Mecum experience, we welcome everyone. Register to bid now at mecum.com.
You know, one of the first things I learned when I started in broadcasting was don't ever eat while you're on the air.
Particularly on the live show.
So what happened?
Guess what? I just broke that rule.
That's okay. I messed up the video because I was eating too.
Jeffrey, every once in a while, brings in donuts or kolaches or something. Today, it was Shipley donuts.
Yeah,
boy, are they good.
Yeah. We
Very
need
good.
it like we need a hole in the head as I take another bite of one.
What did you have? I had the coconut topping.
I just had the chocolate filled.
Okay, because I've got a variety.
And Mars has got what, the apple?
Apple.
So,
Thank you.
and it's just around the corner. It's
tell
actually
anybody.
between here and where my palatial estate is. So,
Out in the country.
yeah. Country of Sugarland.
Jeff lives on the apron of the Sugarland Airport. So, if you want to go,
Ballfield.
if you want to go over there and wrap his house, then there's the
Yeah.
place to do it.
If you fly over, you might get a little view.
George says you get free tacos at jeff@inwheeltime.com.
I've got to give people, there's hundreds of thousands of tacos, I think, give out. Thank you, George.
Wheels on TV.
Oh, yeah. Well, there we go. It is Motor Trend this weekend. I'm only going to cut down to this weekend. And next week, I'm going to do something a little different. We're
I
gonna
saw
kinda
something.
change-
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
While you're speaking of Motor Trend, I saw a little banner. It says Motor Trend is going to become part of the Discovery Plus thing.
Yep. They're well,
What?
Discovery Plus is the subscription side.
Streaming service.
Streaming side, yeah. It's not going to be on your normal TV or whatever channel you get for Discovery or Motor Trend. It's going to be on the internet side.
Well, I'm a Roku guy.
Yeah,
so
well, you would probably get it then. Yeah, you could find
hope.
it. But actually, Discovery's got some new car shows coming out later on, I believe, the end of April, beginning of June. They've been starting to advertise that.
Maybe it'll be the In-Wheel Time show.
It could be. But we're going to change it up. We're going to do something a little different. But today, starting at 4 o'clock, you've got this is on Motor Trend TV, 4 till 7, you got Bitchin' Rides. 8 to 9 o'clock, you got Junkyard Empire. Roadworthy Rescues is on after that. And then your favorite, Don, tonight is Rust Valley Restorers.
Yeah, I like all those, actually.
And then tomorrow, starting at 2 o'clock, you got Roadworthy Rescues again. It's sort of like a mini marathon all the way up until 7 p.m. And then you've got Texas Metal's Loud and Lifted, which is a fairly new show. It's been out about 6 months or so. That goes all the way through the end of the evening on Motor Trend TV. There you go.
Well, you know, they had that big bridge collapse, killed a bunch of people in Baltimore. Well, the U.S. auto supply chain will be disrupted by the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, dealing another blow to America's automotive ecosystem, still recovering from pandemic-related setbacks. It's a large port with a lot of flow through it, so it's going to have an impact. John Lawler with Ford Motor Company, he's the CFO, he said Tuesday on Bloomberg TV, he said, we'll work on the workarounds. will have to divert parts to other ports along the East Coast or elsewhere in the country. General Motors also said it's working to reroute vehicle shipments that had come through the port of Baltimore, which is now closed, by the way, as authorities conduct a search and rescue and trying to get that thing cleaned up over there. The disruption comes as automotive inventories are just returning to normal following prolonged shortages of semiconductors and other essential automotive parts during the COVID-19 pandemic. The supply crisis exposed vulnerabilities in the U.S. auto industry, which has relied on just-in-time supply chain that can be broken by the interruption of production or distribution of just a few parts. Baltimore for years has been the top U.S. vehicle handling port with more than 847,000 cars and light trucks processed through there last year. European car makers, including BMW, Volkswagen, and Mercedes-Benz, have set up facilities in and around that port to handle vehicle shipments, and they're not being handled very well right now.
No, I always thought L.A. was the biggest port
See, I
for
thought
that
that
kind
too.
of thing.
Yeah.
Well, that would be from the Asian suppliers.
But it's not as big as Baltimore, though, is what I guess.
Well, for the automotive industry.
Yeah.
Who do we know? Who do we know has phobias about bridges?
Who?
Me.
You?
Yeah.
That's right, the Mackinac Bridge.
Yeah.
You won't go there.
No. I cried going across it. I really did.
Fisker dramatically reduced the price of the Ocean Crossover, its only model, as the electric car maker struggles to stay in business. The biggest cut the company is making applies to the top-end version of the Ocean, called Extreme. Fisker will slash the price by $24,000, a 39% discount to $39,799, including the maximum destination fees, according to an email statement. Other iterations of the vehicle also will be much cheaper, a move Fisker said was designed to position the Ocean as a more affordable and compelling EV choice. The markdowns are extreme measures for Fisker as it tries to weather liquidity challenges and the pending delisting of its stock. The company earlier this month paused production and warned it may have to file for bankruptcy if it's unable to service its debt. Well, let me tell you something. If the company is going to go belly up, I don't want to be buying their car because I won't be able to get parts for it if I need to.
Well,
Didn't they do that already once? Didn't Fisker go out of business once already?
They did a while ago, back in, I believe, the 90s.
Well, they paused production, let me put it that way.
back in late 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
Okay.
Here's one. This kind of reminds me of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Uh-oh.
Listen to this. 2 technicians at a Milford, Connecticut dealership allegedly damaged a service customer's dream car during a joyride, where the older technician wanted to teach the younger one how to drive a manual transmission vehicle.
Yeah, do that in a customer's car. Yeah.
The lesson didn't go well because the younger technician stalled the customer's 2022 WRX multiple times, grinded the gears, and burned the clutch, according to Crandall Yop in his lawsuit against Dan Perkins Subaru. Yop's lawyer, Daniel Blinn of Rocky Hill, Connecticut, told Automotive News there was damage to the car, and the type of driving here can damage a transmission.
You think?
When the technicians returned to the store, other employees tried to cover up the incident, including attempting to bend the front license plate back into shape. Here's what happened. According to the complaint filed January 30th in New Haven Superior Court, Yop leased a WRX in April 2023 from a different dealership and brought it to Dan Perkins Subaru in November 23 for his second oil change.
Okay.
He instructed the service advisor not to wash the car because he didn't want the ceramic coating damaged. Why would you put a ceramic coating on it if you don't
want it washed?
After the oil change, the technicians took the car for a spin, with the younger technician allegedly asking the older one, "How long are we going to practice for 5 stalls?" After the lesson, they went to an off-site car wash for the purpose of covering up the evidence, then returned to the store where the service manager told them the owner is going to effing kill us. It was clean. He said not to wash it, the complaint said. Service manager asked the technicians if they had beat on it, and the technicians admitted they had. He then informed the technicians they had effed the front plate, according to the complaint.
Yeah, the brushes.
Multiple employees then allegedly worked to hide evidence, including cleaning the interior and wiping down the car, the suit claims. When Yop got home, he noticed the mangled front license plate, swirls in the ceramic coating, and paint imperfections.
Oh, my.
The WRX was delivered to Perkins in good condition and returned damaged, the complaint said. Damage occurred as a consequence of the incompetence of the technicians. The suit seeks damages and attorney fees for violation of Connecticut's consumer protection law, as well as conversion, civil theft, negligence, and breach of bailment. Dan Perkins, Subaru, didn't respond to questions from Automotive News.
Wow.
They took it for a spin.
Yeah.
And the older one tried to teach the younger one how to use it.
You probably think that happens more often than you think.
A test drive.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's all
to
it was.
see if there was anything wrong
with it. What's the problem there? I don't see anything.
Don't you call those like media pool cars?
Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, in our case, the ones that Mars and I get are kind of beat up pretty bad. As a matter of fact,
before you get them.
I had an opportunity to drive the C8 Corvette. This was a couple of years ago when it came out. Twice. Why? Because the first one got wrecked before I got it. So into the shop it went. I didn't get the car. About 9-10 months later, I guess the car got out of the shop or they got another Corvette. Don, we got your Corvette schedule. Great. Did I get it? No. Why? Because it got wrecked. Those influencers.
Yes.
It's those.
I remember one of the Mustangs kind of got totaled that way.
We got a couple coming up.
I remember a Dodge Viper.
Oh, yeah. I remember that story.
Oh, yeah.
The guy's name was HG.
Yeah.
That was his initials. Of course, it had no traction control. He spun it out, flipped it over in a ditch. And from what I understand, that Dodge had to take the car back to Auburn Hills and crush the car. Yikes.
Well, that's why we don't get to have them now. We don't have nice things anymore.
No, we don't.
There's always somebody.
So that's that one person.
And if you don't know who that somebody is, it's probably you.
That's right. That's right. Quick break now. We'll be right back. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Thanks for joining us today.
The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipes mean when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the original Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here's the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Speaking of original, nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katy is another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located just off I-10 and the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Lupi Tortilla in College Station, located just around the corner from Kyle Field. It's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Headed east to Louisiana? Stop in at the Lupi Tortilla in Beaumont. It too's on I-10. You can't miss it. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants invites you in for the best Tex-Mex anywhere. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.